Hi friends, this is Vicki with Grandma Vicki Crafts, and today we're going to make a Christmas tree wreath to hang on the wall out of this plastic canvas. And the size of my canvas is 10.5 by 13.5. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to use some of this white decorative mesh, and it's got little snowflake things on it, and I thought that would be kind of cute. And some white chenille stems. We'll need a rotary cutter, we'll need scissors, and we'll need a marker. And I might use this burlap ribbon. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll see when I get to the point of needing to use this. And then we're going to need a long ruler of some sort. So what I did to start with was I found the middle of my mesh and I made a mark with my marker. I made a mark, and then I used my long ruler and I took it from the point of that mark down to the corner, and I used my marker and I went all the way down, and I did that on both sides from the middle down to the very bottom of the mesh, and I made my line. So now that I've got my lines formed to form my tree, I needed to know where to put my trunk. So I also put a mark at the bottom that is halfway, just like the top mark was halfway. And then I just measured out a couple of inches from there, and I made another mark, and I went back to my center and I measured a couple more inches this way, and I made a mark. And I counted up 10 little squares, and that is where I'm going to cut up and cut across on either side, and I'm going to make my trunk. So I'm going to cut this out now and I'll show you. So this is what we have so far. So I've cut up 10 little notches, and then I went across and cut that off, and then I cut up the whole length to the top of my tree. So now I'm going to do the same thing on this side, where I put my mark, my 2-inch mark from the center mark. I'm going to cut up 10 little squares. And then I'm going to cut across this side, this way, this way. So that is what we have for our little Christmas tree and the trunk of the tree. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start to decorate with the mesh. And now our deco mesh measures 6 inches in width, and I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I'm going to cut it at the 3-inch mark all the way up a ways, and then I'm going to cut it at 4-inch strips. So then we'll have our little piece that looks like this. Now I've gone ahead and I've put 2 on, and what I did was, with my little strip, and the poofy side is, you want that to the outside. So you want to turn your mesh over and you want to roll it in a couple of times from that end, roll it in a couple of times from that end, and then you want to walk your fingers up until you have what looks like a little bow tie. Now our chenille stem is 12 inches in length, So I've cut it at every 3 inches, so I get 4 chenille stem pieces out of that. So I'm going to put the chenille stem on the outside of my little ribbon piece, and I'm going to pull it, and I want to pull that up together so that it's even on both ends. And then I want to take this, I'll give it a little twist, just one will do. Then you want to take your ends and you want to put it in the holes going up the outside of your little tree, like so. And then you want to pull it through, and then you can give it a twist at the back. And then it should look, you want to turn sideways. So you want them going sideways. So it should look something like that. So we'll do that again. So I've got my 4-inch piece of mesh, 4 by 3, because I cut it in half. And then the outside is the bumpy part with the little snowy flakes. You want that to go down to the table. You want to roll it up a couple of times on that end and roll it down a couple of times on this end, and then take your fingers and just walk it up until you have what looks like the little bow tie. Take your chenille stem, put it on the outside, and then pull your little pieces up together to make sure they're approximately even. If you want to give it a twist, you can. If you don't, that's fine. You really don't need to. Then you've got these 2 ends, and you're going to put it through the next 2 holes up on your plastic canvas, like that. And then you can twist it off at the back. So there. That's what it should start looking like. So now I'm going to go ahead and carry on up to the top, and I'll be back to show you what I have in a little bit. So this is what we have so far. I've got just the one side done, and that's what the back looks like. Now I've been using my needle nose, my wire snippers, and I've been cutting off the excess of the chenille stems. So now I'm going to continue. I've put 2 at the top, and I'm going to continue going down this side, and then I'm going to go across the bottom and through here. And this is the trunk, so this will not be done in white, that'll be done in brown. So as we're coming down this side, I have been doing, throughout the project, I have been doing every other hole. So with my little bundle, I've been placing, okay, I've got this last one there. Then I have been placing my next one, not in the next 2 holes, but the following 2 holes coming down like that. And then I've just been twisting it off at the back, and then taking my wire snippers and just snipping off the excess of the chenille stem. So then as we're going down the side, we can push this aside and see where we need to add more in through here. So this is where then you can add more, probably 2 more across in here. You can just use your own judgment on that, but I think this is going to be really cute. So this is what we have so far, and that completes one roll of the deco mesh. So now we'll start on another roll of deco mesh and we'll just continue. So here we are so far. So now all I've got left to do is to work in the middle, and I've still got a little bit of the second roll left, and I've got one more roll to work with. So 3 rolls should cover the size of this. So I think it's looking pretty cute. So we'll continue. So here's our little tree, and it's all complete. Now I put a piece of burlap across the bottom for the trunk of the tree, and I just hot glued that at the front and the back. I used a full 3 rolls of the deco mesh for this, and I actually could have used a little bit more, but I made it work. And then I also cut out a template of the tree out of felt so that I can cover the back of the tree so it doesn't scratch the wall. And then we can put a little hanger at the back to hang that on the wall. So there we are. So if this is something that you'd like, I hope you'll give it a try. So if you would like, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and always remember to be kind. And thanks for watching. Bye now.